Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let them sit open.
They'll be learning like
Yeah, get cream to
a
come.
new game seems like a challenge.
Yeah.
Right, so Elton saying with Queen Jack suited, he's dominated by Paul Foy, but on this flop that doesn't really matter, so really big straight draw there for Elton. He's gonna bet at it as the pre-flop raiser. 45,000. Blank on the turn. It's nice to decide here. How often does Paul have a hand like tens or even jacks? A hand like king nine, and how often can I get him away from that? It's 90 million won. Oh, that's pretty strong hand here, but he is up against an under the gun raise. It's gonna be slightly concerned that he's up against king, queen, or ace, king. That makes all the difference in the world for him. Now he ties against those hands. Kickers don't matter anymore as long as they both have a king. They will tie. Very nice check from Elton. This is one of the worst possible cards to make a bluff on. $315,000 in the middle.
That was a relief. Huh? That was a relief. Yeah. You can't imagine Jay will be learning any new form of focus. I can't imagine Jay will be learning.
Just saving some face here.
Yeah.
Just want to let Paul know that he was bluffing. Where is he? Oh my god, he check raises. Wow, what an insane move. Makes it 700,000 with queen high on a board that's this dry. You can tell from Paul's reaction, he really doesn't like this. He loses to tens, aces, and a deuce. This is really gutsy. $700,000 check raise with queen high. This is why we love Elton saying we don't see people make moves like this. They give up, they think, oh, my opponent's gonna have a king here. But to attempt to make your opponent fold a king here is, like I said, very gutsy. Big heart. Yeah, sure, I'll take some water. That's fine. No problem. You have some steel in your spine if you make moves like this.
Call. Oh, that was like the
Just make the call.
stupidest thing I could have ever done. I was like telling myself to fold.
Show me your cards.
Huh? I don't show!
Don't show. I
me
can
your
see.
Huh?
I like tomorrow.
It's a king. He's never gonna fold a king, right?
Yeah,
Why would you fold a king?
not much left.
Huh?
I think it's 4 kings sometimes.
Sometimes you can't fold a king, right?
Yeah.
Everyone does
What
it.
else can you have, right?
Everyone does it for all that. They take forever.
It's
Fuck
on TV.
my life.
Cannot be bluffed.
Fuck my life. How do they vote? How do they afford?
Like,
How do
Ace,
they
deuce,
start?
diamond, aces, tens.
Chun's been playing pretty snug. He's down to 965,000. Him and Benefield are the two shortest stacks in the tournament. Lebedev, ace-8 offsuit. Is he going to come in raising, or is he just going to call? Highly doubt he's going to fold. He knows there's two short stacks. He knows the players behind him really can't call too often unless they have a really good hand. So he's going to just start raising. Very different styles. King, queen for Bonomo. If king, queen is going to fold here, then raising a hand like ace-8 offsuit is going to be printing chips. We'll see what Bonomo does. He's got enough chips to play in position. I think Bonomo knows what's happening, that Lebedev is trying to push some action. So he does call in position. Yeu Wei Hsiang has jack-9 offsuit. So he's going to come along in position. Well, if your opponents aren't going to fold these hands, the raising doesn't become that great. Ten, 10, 6. This is the board where no one has a piece. He decides to bet. He's only worried about a jack-10 type hand continuing, maybe 10-9. But 10-9 generally would be suited to call pre-flop. Lebedev, he's got the best hand. He's actually going to check. Checks over to Hsiang. He checks it back. Turn card is the 8. Lebedev still has the best hand, but Yeu Wei Hsiang has the best chance of scooping his pot with his open-ended straight draw jack-9. Lebedev must be thinking, should he bet or just check? It's tricky giving two people in position a free card. He is going to reach for chips. Just doesn't want to let this get checked around for free. There's a lot in the middle. 700,000 chips. Yeu Wei Hsiang has 50, just a coin flip right now. If he thinks Lebedev is just firing as a bluff, I like the call. Just seems so unlikely for Lebedev to actually have a piece to not bet this flop, raise pre-flop. So the river card is an 8. Actually gives Lebedev a full house. A flush comes in. Lebedev might be thinking it's hard to get value from worse. So he might try and just check and try to induce a bet from 2 diamonds or like jack-9 type hands. There's 2.85 million in the middle. It's actually going to reach for chips. I guess it's kind of a bit of a value blocker bet. Because only betting $1 million. It's about a third of the pot. He doesn't want to check and have like a 2.5 million chip bet come in, which would be very detrimental. Yeu Wei Hsiang has jack high. If he makes a play at this pot, this would be very tough for Lebedev. Yeu Wei Hsiang's trying to think, does he have a flush draw here? Would he play it this way? Would he play a 10 this way? An 8 is already unlikely given the pre-flop raising, even though he has one.
All in.
All in from Yeu Wei Hsiang. That is an amazing read. Putting himself at risk. He's just read that the bet sizing is so small. But Lebedev hasn't given up his hand yet. Wow, such a sick hand. This is a great play from Hsiang.
How much is it?
He understands there's 2 short stacks out there. Oh, so sick. When you bet a third of the pot, you're going to get people to induce you. You got to keep that in mind. Lebedev is just really trying to think this hand through. This is a huge pot. If Lebedev calls and is correct, Hsiang's going to be out of the tournament in 5th place. This is some great hand reading skill from Hsiang, because I think he thinks that Lebedev would always bet a 10 or a flush draw on the flop, given how big it is on the flop, just the sizing. 1.5 million started in there. So let's think about from Lebedev's point of view. He's thinking, does Hsiang really check back a 10? It's unlikely, unless it's pocket 10s. Does he have pocket 6s? That's an unlikely hand to even play pre-flop. It definitely wouldn't shove now.
4-4-95.
The most likely hand he's up against is a flush if he was behind. It is possible for a flush draw to put the chips, to just check back the flop because of how short the other players are.
You don't have just a 10, do you?
The line is very credible. He's thinking that he would never shove a 10 this way. So he's putting him on a flush or nothing.
Quads.
This is the best hand of the tournament so far. Why lays it down? What an amazing bluff.
So, one time.
I can't show.
No, right there.
Where's our live stream in 30 minutes?
Greenwood, 6-5 of diamonds.
Here's an ante.
Pretty playable hand.
Drag that in.
Okay, I'll go check out what's going on.
I got a shot here.
Why Kenyang pocket 10s.
Rui Cao with the 7-5. Clubs in position. Seems every time Greenwood raises, it goes 4 or 5 way.
Yeah. So when you play like hands like 6-5, earlier he had 8-7, they're hard to play in 4-way pots. These small pre-flop raise sizes don't clear out your opponents that well in these kind of deep stack cash games. So Greenwood is under a gun. Flops the inside straight draw. Does he think he should bet? He's just gonna check. So Wykin betting here. Rui Cao, of course. You like the way he plays so fast?
Yeah. Always instantly does something. Just makes up his mind really quickly. Has a really good knack for just planning out the hand, knowing how he wants to continue, what his future streets are going to look like.
Tan Xuan, he's going to call as well. Got the inside straight draw. Greenwood actually has a draw to the nut straight. He would close the action if he can hit a 4. Greenwood's going to make the call. Not too often you see 4 people to the flop, 4 people calling a bet on the flop on such a low board that's not even that connected. So Rui Cao makes a flush.
Wei Hsiang has a 10 of clubs. It's really unlikely somebody has a king here. He's mostly going to be afraid of a 3 or a flush. But he instantly checks.
Checks to Rui Cao. Rui Cao checks back a flush.
Wow.
He lets Wei Hsiang get there. Try to get a little bit sneaky. Greenwood sitting here with 6 high. Thinking, is there a way he can represent the ace of clubs right now?
He is a pre-flop raiser. He's the one most likely to have it.
Yeah, from under the gun. It's crossing his mind. Oh, Greenwood's thinking about this. This will get a lot of credit. Oh, Greenwood firing out. Reaching for chips.
This is a really great bet. Very smartly done.
Well, so Wei Hsiang quickly lays it down. Wow, 6 high gonna take this one down. He wants to show.
Yeah, he wants
to
it.
show it.
Bluff.
6 high.
Rui Cao just shakes his head like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
The Triton Super High Roller Series
Sometimes they ask questions, sometimes they...
giving you access to these cash games. Well, Rui Cao 3-betting the 10-4 suited.
Cut off button.
Just 10-4 suited, 63,000 in the middle. Wei Hsiang, he's got king queen.
Comes along, can't fold against Rui Cao. Not yet, anyway.
So 126,000 in there. Someone's got 10-4 suited. So ace, deuce, deuce, 2 clubs.
It's just a great board for Rui Cao. If you're re-raising with hands that are this weak, flopping a dry board with an ace on it is just a dream.
Yeah, your opponent's just never playing a deuce. Wow, Wei Hsiang calls with king, queen high, the nut high card. As long as his opponent isn't paired, he does have the best hand. Turns the king. Ace, 2-2 king. Of course, Wei Hsiang needs to be a little bit worried about an ace. Rui Cao betting again with just 10-4 high. He has nothing.
Absolutely fearless.
He knows his opponent will call some king highs, and it's hard to call with a pair of kings, but Wei Hsiang quickly makes the call.
It's a little bit trouble for Rui because even if Wei Hsiang has a hand as weak as ace-4, it still would chop against ace-queen. So it's going to take a lot to push him off an ace.
So the river card comes to flush. Rui Cao, 3-bet pre-flop, bet the flop, bet the turn. He's shoving all in on the river. That's a slight overbet, 459,000 of 10-4 high.
Absolutely fearless.
Wei Hsiang made a great call pre-flop, great call on the flop, great call on the turn. Can he make one more big call here? What does he beat?
Rui Cao, maybe.
He only beats hands that Rui Cao just randomly plays this way. This is a big move.
Such a bad thing for him that the flush gets there as well. Rui Cao pretty much has any club combination.
Yeah, every club combination is possible. I can't believe Wei Hsiang's thinking about this.
没想到我买到的话，
He's going to lay it down. Shows the bluff.
I knew it.
什么东西啊？手机啊？
Wow.
That move.
That's
就是
incredible.
What am I doing? I'm like, guys, look at it.